Have you ever had a big secret or a great gig coming up that you wanted to tell other people about and you told them about it and everything was great and then all of a sudden it fell through? And I see that as kind of a recurring theme with a lot of musicians. They talk about, I almost had this gig or woulda, coulda, shoulda. And I think that's common amongst musicians. And today was one of those days for me. I was supposed to have 3 gigs booked, 2 of them got canceled. One of the gigs, actually, I saw someone on YouTube who has a pretty big channel, like a really big channel. I didn't realize that till like after I started chatting with him. I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of a big deal. But he was going to come out to the gig, was going to have him sit and play. He was going to do some filming, and I thought it would be great for him and great for the people I was playing with, and maybe get some exposure too. And got to the gig, and it was double booked. And he got paid, but I didn't get to play. And the thing is, I really like to play, and I just wanted to play. And I didn't get that opportunity to play with that musician. Also has a pretty great YouTube channel, and it seems like he's a pretty cool dude. My other gig got canceled, and so now I got one more gig. I'm hoping it goes through, and it's from 8 to 11 tonight. But this is just an example, I think, really of how music business, or maybe life in general, is that I was talking with another drummer friend of mine today, and we were both talking about how we really don't talk about things till after they happened. And he was talking about this in the sense that he's playing with, he just landed a gig that's with a legendary music artist. If I said their name, you would be like, oh yeah, I definitely know that person. I mean, everyone knows this person. And I guess it had been kind of came up quickly, and then he just hopped on the gig. And I didn't know he had been on the gig since March. I didn't know because he didn't really publicize it, but he's in the camp now and he's doing the tours. And he's like me in the sense that he's probably been close to a lot of gigs beforehand and almost had it, then something falls out at the last minute. And I think that's what music is like very much. Like, I don't count my chickens until they're hatched because there's always something that could go wrong. You get double booked. Bad weather cancels the gig. Someone loses their equipment. Someone gets sick. You get sick. You get injured. Car problems. And I've kind of, I guess, I've gotten myself or conditioned myself to the point where I don't get my hopes up too high, so that when a day like today happens, yeah, it still sucks, but I'm not totally crushed and devastated, because you know what? You still got to keep it moving. Your career still has to find some place to get momentum. You still have to find some source of income to pay the bills. You can't tell the bank about your mortgage. Hey, sorry, my gigs got canceled. Because woulda, coulda, shoulda doesn't pay the bills. So yeah, today was kind of a drag. I still got one gig, and I'm looking forward to playing it. And yeah, this is just like rolling with the punches. I think, after you've been let down a few times or had a couple gigs slip through your fingers, you learn how to kind of pace yourself emotionally. And you can get excited about things, but you don't get yourself, or at least I don't get too excited until the gig happens, until after the gig happens, after the money's in my hands, after the record is out, because you never know. And I'm not saying to not love your work or not invest into it emotionally, but it's very much, I think, mentally, emotionally, being a musician especially, it's like a marathon. It's a long game, and you're gonna have lots of rough moments, and then you're gonna have lots of like these really great moments where you feel like Superman. And anything has its highs and lows, but I think like the goal is not to get too high on yourself when something good happens. Likewise, it's a good idea not to get too low on yourself or beat yourself up if something bad happens, or just a cancellation happens, because that's life. And if you find a way to keep the train moving, keep your eyes kind of guided on, okay, where am I going with my career? And does one up or one down totally change that? It might slightly alter the trajectory, but it's really a long game. So today it was another day, and I'm just happy to be playing music again tonight.